So Dak Prescott had not one, not two, but 3 touchdown passes, and the Cowboys, having to come from behind and rally, they did just that. They win by less than a touchdown. They don't cover the number, so if you bet on Seattle plus the points, you won the bet. But the Cowboys do extend the home winning streak, despite moments of confusion, to 14 consecutive games. And the Seattle Seahawks are going the other direction. But Dallas 9-3. They set up a rematch with Philadelphia. Now, Philly's got the Niners this weekend in a game. They are an underdog at home. The Cowboys have won 4 straight since they last lost to the Eagles. Now, Seahawks, they've lost 3 in a row. Look for a while like they're actually going to win this game, making our buddy Tony from the Bay happy. He picked Seattle to win outright. They didn't win outright, but they did win the bet. So the Seahawks dropped to 500. That is as average is. Right there. As average is. And they have 6 wins and 6 losses. And the better story, we'll get to the Cowboys, but the better story is in the losing locker room. So that is where we will begin as we discuss. So the question, what did this game on Thursday night tell us about Geno Smith in Seattle? So I've got Charles Dickens, Uber drivers, and Tommy Lasorda. And we will tie all of these random things together, and we are going to make Tex-Mex, which is not my favorite, but it's an acquired taste. So I was getting emails early in the game. If you were listening to the show during the week, you know that I did a Maller monologue ripping Geno Smith, right? And so Geno came out and just shoved it down my throat, right? It was he had the 73-yard touchdown pass to DK Metcalf on the first drive of the game. 1 play, see you later, pay dirt. So I was getting emails early in the game, premature emails. See, you ripped Geno Smith and he's showing you, you know. And to the box score reader, it was a sparkling performance by Geno Smith. He had 334 yards passing and the 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The problem is when you dig below the surface. Right? This game for Geno Smith was a Charles Dickens classic. The Tale of Two Halves. Doomsday. The first half was not. The first half was the Goldilocks zone. Geno Smith looked like he was back at West Virginia, slinging the Duke around the field. He pitched a masterpiece in the first half, had 173 yards passing, couple of touchdowns, no interceptions, quarterback rating of 137. In the second half, that's the doomsday. Geno Smith completing only 50% of his passes, had 161 yards passing, but 1 touchdown, 1 interception, passer rating below 70. That's the Geno we know and love that showed up in the second half. And so he continues to be an enigma despite the 300-plus yards passing. And he was asked to make game-winning plays against the Cowboys defense, and a Cowboys defense that wasn't very good. They were on their heels, and Geno malfunctioned. The thingamajig did not work for Geno Smith. And what is my evidence? All right, last 3 Seahawks drives. You saw this game. Seattle had the ball. They were actually protecting a lead in the second half. But late in the game, 3 opportunities, 3 drives, all ended with turnovers on downs. Last 3 drives for Seattle. Geno Smith was singing from a different song sheet from his pass catchers late in the game. And that continues to be the story. And Seattle's not going to make the playoffs this year. And that's fine. But they had an opportunity. They actually had a chance if Geno could make a play late in the game that the Cowboys were plumb for the taking. Didn't do it. Now, turning the page. Page 2. How is Micah Parsons' Dallas defense looking after this particular performance? A game they won, right? Well, yeah. Of course they're not looking that good. It's cover your eyes. Now, did Deron Bland have another interception? Yes. He leads the NFL. Deron Bland, 8th interception. Yes, he also got torched on the DJ Metcalf 73-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Cowboys, though, entered this game with glittering numbers, right? Oh, they were so sexy. The Cowboys defense. ranked 4th in scoring defense, number 3 in total defense in the entire NFL. It's a reminder that not all that glitters is gold, right? And so against better competition, Dallas continues to be donkeys in lion's skin, right? They're imposters. You know what the Cowboys defense is? They're like the heavyweight boxer who inflates their resume beating up tomato cans. The Cowboys have fattened up against a bunch of Uber drivers, janitors, and garbage men. And they've got all these great numbers. And it's not like even Geno Smith and the Seahawks have a good offense. They don't. They're a middling team. And it entered Week 13, the Seattle offense ranked 21st in the NFL, which I don't think is good. I don't know. I just do an overnight show. But the Seattle offense was behind the Browns, who have had 3 quarterbacks and are about to start a 4th with Joe Flacco, the Bears, who have no quarterback, and the Falcons, who have no quarterback. And so the Seahawks, you look at these numbers, you're like, okay, what is that? In this game, Seattle had 35 points and 406 yards of offense. Now, doing the Maller math, so you don't have to. Let's look at the tail of the tape here, the CompuBox stats, if you will. Against 3 good opponents, the Cowboys have played. And I don't even know if Seattle's good, but we'll throw, for the purposes of this monologue, we'll put the Seattle Seahawks in the good category. Just makes it easier. So San Francisco, Philly, and Seattle, those are the 3, in air quotes, good teams that Dallas has played. The Cowboys defense in those 3 games has allowed, on average, 35 points per game and 373 yards per game. Can you say phony baloney? I knew you could. All right, last word here. So what is your opinion of the NFL officiating? The NFL officials' performance. What is your opinion of the NFL officials' performance? What is my opinion of the officials' performance? What the blankety blank do you think my opinion is of it? I think it was blank. Put that, I don't blanket care, right? That's what the ghost of the late Tommy Lasorda would say, right? What's my opinion of their performance? The refs ruined the game. 19 effing penalties. What the F do you mean? What is my opinion of their performance? How can you go out there and try to play a game when the referees meddle? I'll tell you what I would do. If I'm Roger Goodell and I actually care about my product, which I don't think he does, but if I did care about my product, the referees would get called into the principal's office. They would all get a demerit. They would be given detention. This referee Cleet Blakeman, his crew, decided to make it all about them. You know, I do a TV show with this guy, Looney, who makes it all about him. So I know what that's like. I work with people like that. But the referee and his crew is like, well, you know, it's a big audience. It's a Thursday. It's the Cowboys. Let's make it all about us. We had a lot of TV time. So Cleet Blakeman's crew, any closely contested pass, any closely contested incompletion warranted a pass interference penalty. The Dallas Cowboys threw 127 yards in penalty flags. But that did not top Seattle, who got dinged with 130 penalty yards. If that sounds like a large number, that is the most in the NFL this season. The most in the NFL. So we had 257 yards in penalties in this game. Another 33 yards that were declined, 23 against Dallas. Like, what are we doing? Well, they were penalties. You got to call it. No, you don't. No, you don't. This is not. I'll be very clear here. This is not the San Diego Zoo. People are not paying to watch zebras at NFL games. You go to the zoo to look at zebras. You don't go to an NFL game or turn an NFL game on the television to see zebras. And as Ryan Leaf, the Charger legend in San Diego back in the day, would say, knock it off. All right, just knock it bleeping off. Enough. Okay, enough. I know you got the flag. You don't have to call penalties, right? Is there some kind of quota? You know, I've talked to cops over the years, and in a lot of places there's like an unofficial quota. You have to write a certain number of tickets, right, per month to justify your employment and all that. I don't believe that is the case in the NFL, but what do I know? Maybe that is.